Hey guys, welcome back to Feeling is Healing. Today I'm talking about my experience with Zoloft as well as the reasons why I've now decided to stop taking it. Just a quick disclaimer that this is in no way mental health advice. Please do speak to a professional when considering your own medication or mental health needs. So, if we go back 2 years from now, I was at my lowest of lows. I'd just gone through a breakup. I felt so alone, like no one cared about me, friends, family, and I was very isolated. I just moved house. I was in a new place where I was really just very alone. And on top of that, I developed this anxiety that was a 9 out of 10 on on the intensity scale. It was just overwhelming. I wondered what was happening to me, questioned my sanity, and if everyone around me could see that I was losing it. I felt like I was losing it. So I ended up speaking to my GP and they prescribed me Zoloft. I reluctantly started taking it and honestly it did help. I started feeling better. I was in the fight or flight state less often, especially those first 8 hours of each day taking it. I noticed I was just nicely floaty. Nothing would bother me too much from my internal world or external world. Happy days, right? However, over time, certain side effects started to bug me. One was that I noticed I was just less motivated and I was more prone to falling into these longer periods of time where I was just fully indulging in unhealthy behaviors like using the internet a lot, pornography, junk food, video games, etc. Another thing which had been bothering me was the sexual side effects. I noticed my libido was reduced by at least 50%, and I noticed it was harder for me to get an erection and to maintain an erection. Of course, I had Viagra, which does help. However, I didn't want to develop a dependence on that. Plus, Viagra comes with its own side effects. On top of that, something else that was on my mind was my physical health. I've spoken about this on the channel before, but I do have some health issues such as chronic fatigue, which is similar to long COVID, and I've had that for over 7 years now. It was really bad to the point where I couldn't go up and down the stairs in the house more than a few times a day until about a year ago where I met a friend and they started helping me just feel my emotions more and express my emotions. My physical health started to improve. I've started to get stronger and it's amazing. And I still have CFS, but I'm a lot better than I used to be. And I want to continue that path of healing, or at least keep exploring it. Seeing as it was feeling my emotions and expressing them that helped me recover, I felt that taking these drugs which seemed to numb my emotions could be slowing the rate at which I was healing physically. And I'm not speaking scientifically here, I'm just speaking to how I feel the medication has affected me. Plus it makes sense. I was prescribed the medication to lower the intensity of my anxiety. It would make sense that it lowers the intensity of my other emotions too. On top of that, this past year or so, I feel like I've been working on my toolkit of things which help me when I'm in that fight or flight state, which is why I was taking Zoloft. It's a tool that I can use to help bring my state down a little bit to a point where it is somewhat more manageable. And I feel I have more things to draw from on my toolkit, more solid social circle, more communities, online communities that I'm a part of. Additionally, different breathing techniques such as the 4-7-8 breathing, Wim Hof breathing, as well as cold showers, yoga, Tai Chi, time in nature, etc. A continuation of learning how to be there for myself, how to sort of self-parent and self-soothe the inner child. I've done a lot of work these past couple of years and I just figured it's time to give it a go. It's time to see how I do. It's not that the drug was making me so miserable, I just felt I'd done enough inner work and figured it was worth a try to see how I do when I'm off it. Another catalyst for the change was that I've been working on a video which is coming out soon, by the way, exploring the relationship between anxiety and antidepressants, what different people are saying about them, and looking at the data that's out there, or the lack of data. Whilst working on that video, that I sort of noticed, I was like, wow, there's really not a whole lot of long-term data on these drugs. That concerned me a bit, because I've been on them 2 years now, so it gave me further impetus in wanting to stop taking them. So I stopped taking them, and cold turkey at that, which I wouldn't recommend. It was quite tough. And will I get back on them? I'm not sure. The idea was to come off them and not go back on them. However, I'm taking the pressure off myself. If I feel like I'm really overwhelmed and life is too much, then I'll go back on them. And that's also okay. Even if I have to go back on them like 5 times, that's okay. That's my journey. That's where I'm at. In the long term, I would like to be off them, but I allow myself space to maneuver, to not live within such rigid boundaries and rigid expectations for myself. Because something that I remind myself is there's no shame in being on them. Antidepressants are a tool like anything else. They can help us manage our mental health. They have some pros, they have some cons. They help some people, they don't help others. And there's no shame in being on them. In fact, it's a sign of strength to reach out or ask for what you need or what might help you. There's real strength in that, because you're facing an issue that you have and you're trying to deal with it, and that takes courage and strength. And that is where I will leave it today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you are doing down in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you are new. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.